It's time once again for That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Wins WHNZ, where business becomes show business. Jamie is a leading Tampa Bay real estate agent and featured on the Wall Street Journal's list of top 100 real estate agents in the nation. Jamie invites you to list your home with him today and learn more at tampabayradio.com. Now, live in studio and promoting the entrepreneurial spirit that drives the American economy, your host, Jamie Maloney.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Working Women Wednesdays on That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Ahead of their upcoming conference, which is now tomorrow and the 9th, and you can pick up some tickets over at workingwomenconference.com. A little bit later in the show, we'll be talking to one of the keynote speakers there, Alexis Cara. She's an actress, a singer, a dancer, and teacher, and so we're going to hear from her at the 8:30 segment. So very excited to talk with her. Also, we'll be talking with Lauren Silver, financial advisor with Ameriprise Financial. So we'll be talking a little about retirement, and so if you haven't done any planning for retirement, consider her a resource for you. And we'll be talking with her in just a little bit after we first talk with Jessica Ravelli, CEO and founder of the Working Women of Tampa Bay Networking Group. Jessica, good morning to you.
Hey, good morning, Jamie. How are you?
I'm doing great, and I'm assuming you still have tickets available at the Working Women Conference. Is that the case?
Yeah, we have 5 tickets left.
5 tickets left. Okay.
They're running out.
So workingwomenconference.com and pick those up. You can use promo code Maloney to get 10% off of those tickets. So tomorrow night is the kickoff event. It's what, like 5, 6 o'clock? What's going on tomorrow?
Yeah, it's 6 to 9, and it's at Ferguson Hall at the Straz Center. That's where we're having the education event, which is Friday as well. And so tomorrow night is all about networking. Friday is such a jam-packed schedule with 28 speakers that there's not a ton of time to network, and so that's why we have a special networking night. We're going to have food and champagne, and Sprinkles Cupcakes is sponsoring the dessert. We've got Pure Life Med Spa doing some VIP swag bags for everyone. So it's just a nice night. There should be about 250 women there networking, and we also have about 20 women-owned businesses that are exhibiting Thursday, and then we have a new group that's exhibiting on Friday. So there's an opportunity to get exposed to, somewhere between 30 and 40 women small businesses by attending the conference as well. And
it's not all just about business, right? I mean, you got women that have been victims of abuse and some other different topics on tap too, correct?
Yeah, the program on Friday is called As Individuals, Women Are Strong, Together We Are Unstoppable. And the idea is that, we all have our own personal stories of challenges and triumph. And like you mentioned, Melissa Dome, who's a domestic violence survivor, is going to speak. Melissa Wandell, who you had a couple of weeks back, is going to speak about the death of her husband, who died during a red light, someone who blew through a red light. And so she's now a traffic safety advocate. So the morning is all about these stories of women who've kind of been able to rise above and overcome challenges. And then in the afternoon, we have panels, and the panels are all about, okay, how as women can we come together to, make changes in the world, in, all these, especially like in the workplace. We've talked about pay equality several times on this program. So the afternoon is about women coming together, but the morning, like you mentioned, is all these individual stories of women who have overcome something in their life that have made them stronger and made them a better person. So it's not just for women-owned businesses. There will be, everyone from young professionals in the room all the way to, veteran CEOs in the room.
And it's open to anybody. You don't necessarily have to be a member of Working Women of Tampa Bay to attend, correct?
Yeah, correct. It's completely open to the public. You don't necessarily even have to be a woman, although, it probably will be 90%.
I was there last year, yeah. I felt a little out of place.
It is obviously a working women conference. But, we'll have Ernest Hooper from The Times is going to come join us. Yeah, I think you're coming tomorrow night.
Yes.
So, yeah, it's not just for members, and it's not just for women. Anybody who would feel like they would appreciate the program and get something out of it is welcome. I have a feeling we have quite a few women coming who are retired. I've seen the sign-up list, and there are some women who who aren't employed at all, and they're probably looking for some inspiration in their life. And so, yeah, we really have all diversity, all ages, all different kinds of women who are coming tomorrow.
Yeah, and we talked about it also in the 7 o'clock hour with Christy Campbell, who put in a good plug for you in the segment there as well. So, yep. So it's definitely highly recommended, and only 5 tickets are remaining. So if this is tomorrow and the 9th, so you got to get your tickets right now. So go to Working Women Conference.
Well, thank you, Jamie, for all your support.
You're quite welcome. So Jessica, I will see you tomorrow night, and I wish you the best with the best of luck with the conference.
All right. Thanks. Have a great show and enjoy Alexis. She's amazing.
Thank you so much. So before Alexis gets in the studio, we're going to talk with Lauren Silva, financial advisor with Ameriprise Financial, and you can learn more about her at her website. Ameriprise, what is it again, Lauren? It was Ameriprise.
Silva and Associates.
Silva and Associates. I put it up there and you redirected. So I'm looking at it like, wait a minute, that's not it. So it's a long site now, but silvaandassociates.com. Lauren is a very experienced financial advisor, helps me out with my retirement. Hopefully I can get to retirement, I always say. I don't even know if I'm going to make it there. So Lauren helps try and keep me on track. I'm not easy to keep on track. So Lauren, welcome to the program today.
Thanks, Jamie.
So tell me just a little bit more about your business and your practice.
Sure. We have a small boutique family practice in South Tampa, and we work with individuals. We specialize in working with individuals who are real close to retirement or already retired on ways to recreate their incomes.
So your niche is work with people that haven't been planning then?
That have been planning, that
okay.
are transitioning into retirement and need to take an income stream.
Okay.
Probably makes their job easier.
And so
we create their new paycheck. I'm their new boss.
Gotcha. And I know I've been doing this for the last couple of years, and it's just, I just hate to think about retirement and putting money away because I want to spend my money. I don't want to save my money. I'm a spender. That's just who I am naturally. Do you have these types of issues with people that it's just like, listen, you got to do this, you got to do this? What do you hear from people?
Well, what's nice is that because I have experience working with people who are in retirement, and I see the challenges that they have. When I work with accumulators like yourself, business owners, people who are saving money, I can easily tell you what mistakes to avoid, and where to put money and how to maximize your income and save money on taxes too. So, and build wealth and protect wealth. So, yeah, it's really hard to balance, isn't it? Between enjoying your life and putting enough aside. But there is a way to manage that.
And the stock market's been good this year, right? It's been good over the last couple of years. It's still at record highs, which I don't really understand how that keeps going up because you hear so much doom and gloom out there, but yet the stock market keeps going up. It just depends on, I guess, who you're talking to out there. But, I mean, what's the outlook right now in the stock market?
Well, yeah, right now it's done well. I mean, rates are very low, so not many people are keeping their money in cash, right, or bonds because they're not earning anything. So putting more money into large cap dividend paying stocks, things that are paying a higher yield, which obviously pushes the price of those asset classes higher.
A few years ago, everybody was putting their money in like metals and gold and stuff, and gold was hitting record highs. What's gold and silver done since then?
Well, now gold is down,
gold's down
compared to the equity markets,
How much is gold down these days?
I don't know if it's particularly the specific amount, but it's definitely not as high as it was in 2011.
I hope it doesn't go down so much that they have to cancel my show Gold Rush on A&E. I love
you have
that
Gold
show.
Rush? Oh,
I love
you
Gold
watch
Rush,
that?
but if gold gets to too low value, they're not going to be able to support themselves out there. So I like Gold Rush. That's one of my favorite shows. So,
That show in a few months.
But I guess the season's coming back around again here. Actually, they would be wrapping up, but I think the season starts again here pretty soon. So I've been watching that show for years. But if gold gets too low a price, they're not going to be able to support that. What industries are doing well out there right now?
Well, I always look at what opportunities there are and what's on sale. I want to talk about that because I think that my business is the only business where when things are on sale, everyone runs out the door, when that's a really good opportunity to buy things, I would say financials right now, financials are on sale, some healthcare, those are things that you want to be looking at purchasing when there are some economic downturns. So for example, we have been seeing volatility mainly from geopolitical events. So the last couple times we've seen some major pullbacks in the market have been because of things happening outside of the U.S.
Right.
We've
the
seen
Brexit issue,
the
right?
Brexit.
That was supposed to be like a huge issue, and then like it affected the stock market for a week, and it bounced back.
Right. So, I mean, as somebody who's saving money, like us, and who are accumulating wealth, you want to have some some cash set aside in a buying list when those things happen that you're taking advantage of, because volatility is not always a bad thing. It's a good thing for us.
It drives me crazy every night about the ups and downs with the stock market. I hate hearing the ups and downs because it's like it's such a non-event, because when it's down 200 points, it's back up 200 points within a week. It just,
you have a TV remote. Just go watch
I
VH1
do. I turn on Gold Rush.
Well, yeah, you don't have to watch it because I am. But there's a lot of things, and I think some clients will say, well, I'm aggressive, but then are very uncomfortable with 2 or 3% drops in the market in the short term. So my job is really,
does
as a
your
coach.
phone ring off the hook like when it goes down like a few hundred points and people call you and want you to move stuff immediately? I mean, does that happen in your business?
It happens sometimes, but I think that we address that early on so that people are more prepared.
You got to have a client or two that you know
Yeah.
when the stock goes down, you're like, oh man, John's going to be calling.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, you got to have that type of stuff. But if you're young, I mean, it's going to over time go up, and if it does crash, then we're all screwed. So that's the way I look at it. It's like if it goes down, we're all screwed. We're all going to start back.
Well, we
from
have
zero.
to invest our money in companies that can raise their prices to keep up with inflation.
Right.
So that's the reason why.
So
over the
invest in
long
gas
term,
companies.
Yeah, well, oil last year, energy was
Oil.
way down, and that was a great time to buy. That was a good opportunity. Energy stocks last year, which are way up this year. So, we have a good system in place where we work with each client to determine what their risk tolerance is, how much downside they can handle. And if you're someone who's close to retirement or already retired and don't like to handle a lot of the ups and downs, it's better that you can sleep good at night and get in a model that makes sense for you. And we've actually been using some things that are giving retirees guaranteed income. So that's also something that in our seminar we're having September 29th, or for people who are looking for some guaranteed income that do not want a lot of market volatility in their retirement to pay for their essential expenses.
What about like things like reverse mortgages? Do you get in that and help people on that? Because that's like one of the ways that a senior could get,
Yeah,
retirement
and that's a
income.
great option. I mean, a lot of people are in their homes and they're paid off and they need assets and they need income, and they can go ahead and do a reverse mortgage.
But is that something? I mean, that's typically outside the box what a financial advisor would do.
It is. I
but
would refer out.
You would refer that out.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting at right there.
I would
Okay,
refer
but
that
that's an option in retirement. I've talked with Malcolm Tennant, Access Reverse Mortgage, a number of times about the reverse mortgages. At what age do people typically come to you and begin retirement planning? Or is it getting younger and younger? Or are they getting older and older now?
I would say 30 to 35 is when people are really established and have enough
That's
money
when
where they've paid off some of their
because you're taught in school,
loans
to do it like as soon as you get a job and get out of school. But most people don't do that.
Yeah, I wish
unless
they did.
Unless they get in a position that has like a 401k. A lot of people will get into that. But the entrepreneurs. I mean, entrepreneurs, they need every dollar they got. And they a lot of times are not thinking about retirement. And I want to talk a little bit more about that when we come back from the break. In studio with Lauren Silva, financial advisor with Ameriprise Financial. And you can learn more about this at silvaandassociates.com. You're listening to the Working Woman Wednesdays feature of That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. In an age when the good and the better vie for attention, it is the best that stands out. The best of Tampa Bay from Proudly Florida is the love story for the city of Tampa, celebrating success, sharing achievements, a tribute to enterprise and community spirit. Let Proudly Florida showcase your business to your city, your nation, and the world. For more information, email info@proudlyflorida.com and be sure to visit proudlyflorida.com.
Have you ever tried to buy a home for your family only to find out that you don't qualify for a mortgage loan? You thought that after 20 years as a customer of your bank, they would help you when you needed it the most, right? Unfortunately, the banks of today are not the banks of our parents and grandparents, and our relationships with them just don't matter anymore. My name is Frank Cotto, and I'm the president of the Lincoln Lending Group. We all may need a bank, but we also need a Frank, and that's what I'm here to do for you today. Lincoln Lending Group will waive all of your lending fees, which include your mortgage, application fee, your underwriting fee, processing fees, and any bank points. Just call 813-MORTGAGE. You drop the E, and we'll drop the fee.
Teresa Turner is a certified public accountant and the founder of Tax Happens, a boutique-style CPA firm providing small businesses and individuals with hands-on, personalized tax and accounting services. Although we would love to tell you how happy their clients are, we would like you to see for yourself. Tax Happens has 21 Google reviews and a 4.8-star Google rating, 17 Yelp reviews and a 5-star Yelp rating, 38 Facebook reviews and a 4.9-star Facebook rating. What sets Tax Happens apart is number 1, upfront pricing, 2, clear deadlines, 3, personally available year-round, and number 4, a willingness to empower clients to do as much or as little as they desire. Visit taxhappens.com for more information.
Savvy business owners utilize technology to connect with customers, communicate among teams, and collaborate with partners. Even with advances in technology, you all know it's not infallible. Where do you turn when your technology starts working against you? Who do you depend on to keep your team productive? Don't wait until your technology fails you. Get ahead of the crisis and contact the professionals at Alpha Computing Solutions so they can show you how to keep your technology running smoothly. Visit them online at www.alphacomputing.com.
Did you know the biggest challenge business leaders face today is creating an engaged and productive workforce culture? Bill Meyer Ham Consulting wants to help you solve this challenge. They will help you transform your workforce culture to produce amazing business results. Call Bill Meyer Ham Consulting at 941-201-4650 today or visit BillMeyerHam.com. That's BillMeyerHam.com. Have a conversation. What's up, business rock stars? Are you ready to bring out the CEO in you? Join Julianne Nichols, CEO of Focus on You Strategy, every other Friday on That Business Show. She'll be talking with other chief entrepreneurial officers about how they grew their businesses. Remember, you could join the conversation at Focus on You Strategies Focus Fridays Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/Focus Fridays. That's facebook.com/groups/Focus Fridays. Be the CEO of you.
I knew Mom wanted to stay at home. It's the center of her family, her life. But helping Mom stay in her home while managing mine was just too much. Honestly, it wasn't just about me. Mom didn't want me to be her caretaker. She wanted me to be her daughter. I felt so alone until I found out about Home Instead Senior Care. When we met the people at Home Instead, we just knew they were different. The experience was personal. And most importantly, for Mom and me, I get to be her daughter again.
Home Instead Senior Care. To us, it's personal.
From the Bright House Networks Traffic Center.
Heavy traffic on southbound I-75 from south of Bruceby Downs to around I-4. Also the Summit Expressway westbound from 75 over to 78th Street. Southbound Nebraska Avenue remains closed south of Bush Boulevard due to a crash. Also heavy traffic in Tarpon Springs, north and southbound US 19. South of Alternate 19, all due to a crash on Alternate 19 south of Ancoat Boulevard. See traffic problems. Call the injury firm of Abrahamson Udrich. Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by Positive Coaching Alliance. If you're involved in youth or high school sports, you need to know about Positive Coaching Alliance. PCA is a national nonprofit organization developing better athletes and better people through youth and high school sports. For more information, visit positivecoach.org.
Today, mostly sunny with low humidity, just a 20% chance of rain, high 91. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 74. Tomorrow, more humid, high 91.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Missed a show? Then head over to TampaBayRadio.com, where all shows are available on demand. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Maloney.
And welcome back to the Working Woman Wednesdays edition of That Business Show. Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Talking to financial advisor Lauren Silva, owner of Silva & Associates, a Ameriprise financial brokerage. Learn more at silvaandassociates.com. And Lauren, we're talking, I was leading into the break and just talking about, like entrepreneurs. They need every last dollar they have, and a lot of times to get their businesses off the ground. I mean, how do you advise, entrepreneurs when they're starting their businesses or they're growing their businesses, and also how to save the money at the same time?
I know. That's the thing with business owners. A lot of people want to put so much money back into their business, and they don't take out enough to fund their own personal retirement.
Right.
So one of the things that we try to do is go through the cash flow, look at what your lifestyle is today, what you're going to need 30 years from now with inflation, and then try to take that amount that we need to save and put it towards a SEP IRA or a simple IRA or another retirement vehicle that will save you money on taxes, but also be able to have you put some money away for your own retirement.
I mean, should they set up some type of 401k with their business at
Right.
the onset of the business too? I know, like when I started, the real estate business, it was a few years in, but like Paychex had a program, and I had a 401k that was set up through the payroll company. But they not brought that to me. I wouldn't have been thinking about that. I mean, how do you advise on that?
401ks and simple IRAs and SEP IRAs are relatively the same, but the difference is how much you're making and what your tax bracket is, and how much you were able to fund it, and if you have employees, which one makes the most sense.
Right.
So you have to ask, each person's different.
Now, you have a couple of events coming up, and to RSP for these events, you can pick up the phone and give them a call at 813-870-0892. Again, 813-870-0892. But let's go through these events and what people are going to get from the events.
Okay. You asked me about when people generally come to me, and I said 30, 35, but most of the time they'll come around 50, 55, and that's when they're most serious about planning. And unfortunately, at that time, there's so many things that they had missed, or I wish I had met them years ago and made some changes and shifted where they were saving and everything. So for this particular event coming up, it's for individuals who are 50 to 55 and up, but it's for guaranteed income in retirement. So individuals looking for retirement income and don't want that market volatility. And then in October, we have a great event, and we do all these at the Edison. I love the Edison, and we have a private room there, so we have drinks and food, and it's really fun. October is estate planning, so charitable giving, where people are gifting money and that want to avoid paying taxes on their money and want to be able to support their charities. There's donor advised funds that we're going to go over. And we're also going to talk about required minimum distributions.
Okay.
IRAs that people have to pull their money out. They don't have to pay taxes on them if they give them to a charity.
All right. And so these events are held at the Edison. Where's that located at?
That is on Kennedy Boulevard.
Kennedy Boulevard.
That's
And again,
that's a hotel, right?
No, that's the Epicurean. The Edison is a restaurant.
And you can pick up the phone and give them a call at 813-870-0892 to RSVP for the event. Again, 813-870-0892. So when people are coming to you at age 50 and 55, do they often have some type of nest egg, or what do they have?
They do.
It's just what's in their checking account?
Most of it's in either checking, or most of it's in IRAs and 401ks, which was great while they were working, but then it's all taxable.
Right.
So had they met with me years ago, we would have done other things.
Right.
So
And
they would have lowered their income taxes.
And we have talked about, like, you have the Roth IRA, but you can only contribute to a Roth up to like $116,000 or something, is
if
it?
you're single, right? And if you're a couple, 180.
Okay, because that's one of the paths. But if you make more than that, what was the, you talked about doing like a life insurance plan?
You can do variable universal life insurance. You can do municipals.
Life insurance is probably, I thought, was like one of the most attractive offers there, because that's money goes in and it comes out tax-free, correct?
Tax-free. And
Explain
it's
that
permanent.
model. Yeah.
It's permanent insurance, but the cash value is tax deferred and then tax free when you pull it out.
Right, and so you can build up quite a nest egg with life insurance, and then you have the life insurance benefit. Unfortunately, it won't be your benefit; it'll be your beneficiary's benefit. But a lot of people use that as a way, as a tax savings model. Correct.
Yep.
And what other methods are there out there for like high income earners? You got the life insurance model. What other ones? Or is there another one?
Not
out there?
many.
So
I
that's
mean,
the model
when you
right
think
there.
about putting your money in a non-qualified account, you still have to pay taxes on the dividends and the income that you earn, and then capital gains when you sell it. So right now, capital gains rates are 15%, which is great. But if it ever reverts back to how it was, which was the dividends are taxed at your income,
right?
That could be 43% for some people right now.
Wow, incredible.
At the highest rate. So you be careful looking at taxes, which just leads me to one thing. Our last seminar of the year is in November, and it's on tax planning. So this is great for small business owners to learn more about how we can plan efficiently for next year in taxes.
All right, get in touch with her, 813-870-0892. So, Lauren, thank you so much for being in studio today. And learn more about her at silvaandassociates.com. Coming back from the break, we'll be talking to Alexis Carr on the Working Women Wednesdays feature of That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business.
Hi, I'm Kelly Ham from Bill Meyer Ham Consulting. Did you know that one of the biggest challenges that leaders face is getting their employees to be engaged, motivated, and producing amazing business results? At Bill Meyer Ham Consulting, we'll help you transform your workforce culture from one that might be underperforming, maybe mediocre, to achieving amazing business results. You see, we realize that your workforce culture is equally as important as your business plan and your business strategy. The two must be aligned in order for you to reach your desired business and financial goals.
Carol,
hey Jim.
I just got this plan that could really help with our process here.
Okay, why don't you just have a seat and let's go over it.
Let us help you transform your workforce culture by leveraging your most important assets, your people. I want to know what's going on in your organization. Let us help you transform your workforce culture. Let's have a conversation.
I feel guilty that I can't always be there when Mom feels stuck at home. She was always there for us. But now she can't get out, and I'm not always available to take her places. Someone else needs to help her get around. Then I learned about Home Instead. Now Mom can do what she enjoys because her personal caregiver is there, and I can just be a daughter again.
Are you struggling to care for your loved one? We can help. Home Instead Senior Care. To us, it's personal.
Problems. Call the injury firm of Abrahamson Udrich. Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by Allen Edmonds. Allen Edmonds is now open at the International Plaza in Tampa. Stop in to enjoy savings on men's shoes, belts, apparel, and accessories during their grand opening celebration, now through September 26th.
1250 Winds Weather Center forecast. Sunny skies today, a few scattered clouds, low rain chance as well as low humidity once again. Low 90s for the high, mid 70s for the overnight low. The rain chance the next couple of days goes up, a high as 40% Friday, staying in the low 90s. Impact Radio 1250 Winds, WHNZ.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Winds WHNZ. Missed a show? Then head over to TampaBayRadio.com, where all shows are available on demand. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Maloney.
And we're back to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. On this Working Women Wednesdays feature of the program, ahead of the conference that's coming up tomorrow and the 9th at the Straz Center. A few tickets are still available, so head over to WorkingWomenConference.com. Use promo code Maloney and get 10% off of those remaining tickets. And again, being held September 8th and 9th, a kickoff event tomorrow evening, followed up with an all-day action-packed event with a lot of different speakers, 28 different speakers, including our keynote speaker right here, Alexis Cara, who is an actress, singer, dancer, and teacher. Alexis, welcome to the program today.
Thank you. So happy to be here.
And she rolled in here right at the buzzer, too. So she snuck right in here. So at 8 o'clock, you get a message, I just woke up, and she got in here. So
how embarrassing.
That's the life of an actress then, is that?
Well, no. I'm probably, it's funny, I'm quite responsible, and I think one of my biggest nightmares has always been to oversleep through my alarm for set, because usually, for the shows that I've been on, my call times have always generally been 5:30, 5 a.m., 6 a.m.
I'm strange in the sense if I've got to be up at a certain time, I wake up naturally. It's strange. I don't know what it is. I have an internal clock.
I usually
Jamie, hold on, man. You don't wake up naturally. You wake up She wakes up looking like her.
But no, what I'm saying though is I wake up though without the use of a clock. If it's like because I'll wake up every morning like around 5 now.
Oh right.
But on the weekends I won't wake
up.
But
I'm on LA time, so I'm 3 hours earlier.
Okay,
so 8
you live
a.m.
in LA.
is actually 5 a.m. for me. Yeah, I live in Los Angeles, so I apologize for my tardiness, and I'm so happy I made it.
And
my mother's going to be, and grandmother, my abuela, will be very embarrassed. But I did manage to put on a little lipstick.
Oh, you look great. So yeah, no
I know,
complaints.
she rolls
here.
out of bed looking like that, man.
Believe me, us men.
I feel like a troll sitting next to her.
Yeah, us men come in looking like crap all the time. So you look amazing. So we appreciate you being in this morning. So you're going to be speaking at the Working Women Conference. Tell us a little bit about what you're going to be speaking about.
Well, I'm actually. What's funny is that I was thinking about this. It relates to very much what I'm speaking about, because I'm really just sharing my perspective on life's ups and downs. And I'm a dancer. I grew up dancing locally in Tampa at Center Stage Dance Academy, up more towards the north end of town. I've lived in South Tampa most of my life, but drove to North Tampa for Center Stage, and so my life sort of has become
kind of a microcosm for dancing, like where you're taking steps forward.
So
and
dancing
back.
got you into acting then? Is that was
Yeah,
that
dance.
Was
I lived in New York for about 7 years dancing on Broadway.
Oh, wow.
And so I did that whole thing, and then I realized I'd always dreamed of being like in television sitcoms, and I wanted to actually, as a dancer, your body eventually deteriorates and you can't do it.
I guess my body's been deteriorating ever since I was born, so I don't know any more than that, but go ahead.
So then I was ready to give to hang my Broadway shoes. Although now I'm coming full circle, and I've recently been auditioning and looking into possibly going back to New York. But that's a whole.
Is Broadway where your love is? I mean, because you've been in a lot of different productions now.
I would say that my iHeart.
Plug for iHeart there.
Plug for iHeart. My heart is very much with live performance and theater.
And because you've been in a number of series now, I see you've been in Grey's Anatomy, Castle, Mentalist, Bones, Mixology, and
none of these are Disney princesses. What's going on?
That was a compliment.
That would be great to be a Disney princess.
So, but how did you find these? How did you find the life out in L.A.? So you went from Tampa. You're a dancer here. You went to Broadway. Then what was the next step in your career?
Well, there was a show I did in New York called Wicked, and that show was they had a sit down company in Los Angeles, and they needed some people. So it was great because I got to move to LA and I had a job basically, which helps. So I got to get the car and move across the country and ship all my stuff. And then I just hit the ground running looking for representation, and I got a manager, and the rest is history. I moved to LA in 2008.
And so many people go out there and just fail, though. I mean, what did you
Well, that's part of what my talk is about. So it's interesting because my talk is really about changing our relationship to, it's navigating life's ups and downs, and I tell it through the lens of being a performer, which for me, I'm so used to failure. I'm so used to rejection. Because, for example, being pretty vulnerable, and I don't want to give my whole talk away, but I had been on a series that aired this past year, and we got canceled in May, and I haven't really worked. I don't have anything exactly new lined up. I'm actually writing a show about Ybor City, which is a whole nother topic. But so
just promise us you'll film the movie or whatever you're doing in Ybor.
I would I know
like
the Ben
one
Affleck
that
film.
went
I would
to Georgia.
this is a whole nother topic. But anyway,
leave Batfleck out of this.
No, he's not going to be involved in this. This is going to be all women, Latinas, us women. So anyway, yeah, it's like I've gone through a lot of failures, but I've learned to, and I continue to learn. It's like you have to kind of relearn things as things change. To change my relationship to that, and really that the person that I'm strive to grow into to achieve those goals is even more important than the goals themselves.
Now, what was your first big breakout in LA with regard to these different?
The first role that I think people kind of remember me from was this. I did one episode on Grey's Anatomy, and it's funny because I've become friends with Kevin McKidd, who I played. All my scenes were opposite him. He plays. Dr. Owen, he plays the chief. He's the redhead guy.
Right.
Yeah. Owen. And I told him I was going to tell him some shady stories about him, but I have no shady stories because he's actually a really great, nice guy. Wonderful dad, family man. And I played the other woman who was the woman who broke up his marriage to Sandra Oh.
Okay.
Terrible way to be remembered. The fans hated me. But they at least knew who I was.
Hey, it's a job in L.A. I wouldn't complain no matter what role they gave
So
you.
I did that, and then my first big break was Mixology, which was...
Is that a fairly new series or something?
It was only one season. We aired in 2014. So
okay, I remember hearing.
A few years ago, yeah. It's on Netflix now. It was 13 episodes. And
do you ever binge watch your own stuff on Netflix?
Heck no. No, I'm sure my husband would like to do that, but no, we have other shows we binge watch.
So there's just so many series that come through. I have a hard time keeping up with them.
And I think that's part of the problem. Mixology was, I think, just kind of at the wrong time and maybe even on the wrong network. We were on ABC primetime. We came on after Modern Family. It was the guys who created The Hangover wrote it.
Right.
And Ryan Seacrest was one of our producers who's big on iHeartRadio. It was awesome. It was a pinch me dream job. It was also 2 miles down the road from where I was living, so I didn't have to deal with traffic.
Did you have a main role in mixology
I
then?
did. I had one of the main series regular parts.
I'm going to binge watch mixology.
And
now
it takes
that I know.
place all in one night, which is kind of neat.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
How
so
many
why,
episodes is
why
it?
did, yeah, so they did a whole season, and I was
did.
wondering, they're so quick to pull episodes. I mean, what do
I
they base
know.
that off of? They
I think we should call ABC right now and
I mean,
see
the
what happens
ratings-
if I'm like, listen.
How
yeah,
do they
no,
do the ratings on TV? Do they? Because it's like with
no,
radio, they do
I
a
think
survey.
there's a gremlin who sits and just watches TV all day long and pretend.
I always wonder how they last
It's,
in the
now
pool.
it's so different because so many people watch on demand, like online. People don't watch
the Fire
in the
Stick
moment.
or whatever it is too. You know,
Is that
The Roku
that?
thing or the Amazon Prime thing.
But they don't know who's actually watching what. It's like with radio,
Right.
you don't
Well,
know
that's
who's
what I'm-
actually listening
that's
to
what.
what.
I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
You know, and so we were right what they call like in the bubble, we were 50-50. And I honestly think that this is just my humble opinion, that our show really belonged on a cable network. It's kind of, you know, for any parents watching, it's definitely for your older children. It's not like for your 13-year-old. It's geared towards adults and young adults. And I just think we kind of were on the wrong network. Like if we had been on Netflix or on FX or maybe a series, a network that allows maybe some dirty words here and there.
So what's on the horizon right now with regard to your acting career? What are you working on right now?
I'm, you know, that's the thing is I was on this series, we got canceled, and I'm back to auditioning. It was a bit of a slow year for me. When you're on a series, you're under a contract, so you can't really do other series. You can do guest stars, and I
mean, what's it like living a life to where you know your show can get canceled and you're on a high one moment and you're on a low the next? I mean, that's just
it's hard. It's really hard. I have to continually just have faith in myself and trust that my work ethic and passion and things will lead me to the next thing, but also listening to Lauren, I mean, I have to save my money when I make it because I end up a lot of times living on it.
Wow, so you went through a season on a very look, I guess it wasn't successful. It was canceled after season 1, but it did well. I mean, it lasted a whole season.
It did really well. And then this other show I was on, we had a huge online following. It was called Recovery Road. That was on ABC Family, which is
I think
now
I've heard
called
of that
Freeform.
actually. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was such a great series about people dealing with addiction, and I played the guidance counselor to the lead girl.
I definitely have heard of that, yeah.
Yeah. And we were but the problem is Freeform rebranded and completely changed their programming, and so it was we kind of got stuck in the middle of all this stuff.
That's
and
right, yeah, they changed
everyone
the Freeform,
was shocked that we didn't get a second season. I mean, I still get things on Twitter I can't believe you guys are not coming back, and so
I have family that were dealing with addiction. They were watching that through their recovery.
Mm-hmm.
So
how many
that's
different?
good to know. I'm so happy to.
So how many
help.
auditions do you go on these days now? I mean, what's your
I'm
daily
going
routine?
on a lot. I'm going on a lot now, and I've gotten close to a few.
Any
and
horror movies?
have I done it? I did. I went out on a psychological thriller audition.
What's your favorite type of role? And do you have to?
I love comedy.
Comedy. I mean,
I love comedy.
But can
I'm
you be choosy though in LA? I mean, you just
I'm
go.
starting to now in this place in my career. I'm learning that actually for me, it's better to not feel like, okay, I'll just go on everything because I need a job. Like having that kind of desperate mentality, you kind of walk in and it reeks of that.
Right.
You have to go in. Okay, I've been in LA now for 9 years. I've been working in the business since I was 19.
Right.
And I'm I feel better now being a little bit choosier because I know that those are the auditions I'm going to do better on. But you know what, Jamie? A lot of it's luck.
Mm-hmm. No, I don't doubt that.
A lot of it's luck. A lot of it is.
I mean, you're out there with so many.
Once you get to a certain level,
You're out there with so many people trying to make it. I had a friend of mine who went out to LA to become an actress, and she spent 15 years out there. She got some odd jobs here and there, but eventually the city broke her. It finally did.
Well,
it just beat her up.
Yeah. But that's why I have other things that I'm passionate about, and I'm also now writing. And it's funny because coming from Tampa and being asked to come and speak, at this event to tie it full circle, I've always thought of. I've always stayed connected to the community here because I felt like Tampa really...
Tampa's your home. I mean, that's where you're...
Tampa's home.
Yeah.
I feel like if I decided to choose something else, my husband has his own wealth management company and it's virtual, so he can move anywhere as well.
It's just unfortunate that Tampa and Florida in general does not have a huge arts scene, does not have a huge movie scene.
They don't, not for me, but I've also been really passionate about arts education. I've in between jobs, I've always taught dance, and I used to run a dance, a children's theater program at a center in Palos Verdes, which is right near Los Angeles. When I was, before I got mixology. So I have other things that I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about women supporting each other. I'm on the board of this nonprofit, the New Hollywood, which one of my best friends started 10 years ago, and here we are. So I'm on the board of the Covenant House of California, which is a youth homeless organization. So there's just other things that I'm I kind of think, well, who knows? If I choose something else, I may end up in a just different phase in my life. People say that the average person has at least 2.5 careers.
I'm thinking more than that these days. I'm on career number
so I feel like
5 myself.
I'm you asked me how it's affected me. I'm used to kind of rolling with it and going, all right, time to shift. Like, let's see what else.
Knitting.
Sorry, is that
I
a career path for you?
I think that's going to be a great
Sweaters.
career path for you because it's so cold here.
It's cold.
Freezing.
It's cold. You think it's cold?
I shipped them to Alaska.
Okay.
Let me take a break here. Currently talking to Alexis Cara, and I apologize I cannot say your name right. Say your last name.
Garra.
Yeah, I can't roll my tongue. All right, I cannot do that. It's Cara to me. So Alexis Cara.
I feel like the Hips Don't Lie is about to start playing right about now.
I can see that. Yeah, you should put up Shakira as her lookalike. I could definitely see that.
Well, she is a celebrity, so she looks like herself.
Yeah, you ever
so
been
we can't
compared
do
to
celebrity
Shakira?
look like.
Have you ever been
I
compared?
get Tori Kelly a lot.
Have you ever been compared to Shakira and a lookalike?
Yeah, Shakira, Tori Kelly.
Yeah, there's
Meg
your lookalike
Ryan.
for you, Josh. Shakira. So learn more about her over at alexiscara.com, and that's CARRA, alexiscara.com. And she's also the keynote speaker at the upcoming Working Women State Conference being held September 8th and 9th at the Stress Center, and a few tickets are still available over at workingwomenconference.com. You're listening to That Business Show. Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business.
How many times have you said to yourself, I wish there was an app for that? Stop wishing and start making the world better. Turn your brilliant idea into a profitable business by using Popcorn apps. Their affordable app design will help get your blue sky idea or proven business to the next level at a fraction of the cost of other developers. They will help you get through all the steps needed to make your thoughts become live. See them at popcornapps.com with a K in popcorn, or call them at 727-415-6705 for your free consultation and pop your kernel of an idea into $1 million business and a world changer starting today.
At Vein 911, we will help you feel great again. Do you have restless legs, night leg cramps, or ankle swelling? Restless legs, cramping, swelling, and tired heavy legs are often symptoms of hidden vein disease. You do not have to have visible bulging veins to have the symptoms of vein disease. The vein care specialists at Vein 911 are uniquely qualified to evaluate and treat your veins. Are you unhappy with your previous vein treatment? Vein 911 succeeds where others fail. Call Vein 911 today at 855-VEIN-911. That's 855-834-6911 to book your free consultation. Vein 911. We will help you feel great again.
Are you in need of new flooring or ready to tackle that home remodeling project? Then contact Yeager & Company Incorporated, a family-owned, state-certified general contracting business with over 70 years of experience and the recipient of the Angie's List Super Service Award for the last 8 years in multiple categories. Yeager & Company comes to you with their shop-at-home flooring sales service, and their hardwood flooring refinishing is the very best in the Bay. Kitchen and bath design featuring American-made, well-born cabinets, and all work is done by employees, not subcontractors. Learn more at YeagerFlooring.com.
If you've been following That Business Show on Facebook and Twitter, you may have noticed the quality of some of our images. That's because one of our sponsors is pro photographer Rick Taseda, a member of the Professional Photographers of America. You can view his extensive work by going to his website at ricktaseda.com or call him for an appointment to chat about your photography needs at 813-641-4757. That's 813-641-4757. Rick Taseda Visuals. Call him for your next event or project.
Who doesn't have a smartphone these days? And of course, there's an app for everything. Well, almost everything. That's why the folks at Popcorn Apps started developing mobile applications. They saw people like you with genius ideas, unable to make those thoughts a reality. They develop applications for tens of thousands of dollars less than you'll find anywhere else, and will turn your idea into a reality in a matter of just a few months. Think you're not ready? Think again. They are your one-stop shop for mobile application development. See them at popcornapps.com with a K in popcorn, or call them at 727-415-6705 for your free consultation and pop your kernel of an idea into $1 million business and a world changer starting today.
In an age when the good and the better vie for attention, it is the best that stands out. The best of Tampa Bay from Proudly Florida is the love story for the city of Tampa, celebrating success, sharing achievements, a tribute to enterprise and community spirit. Let Proudly Florida showcase your business to your city, your nation, and the world. For more information, email info@proudlyflorida.com and be sure to visit proudlyflorida.com.
Have you ever tried to buy a home for your family only to find out that you don't qualify for a mortgage loan? You thought that after 20 years as a customer of your bank, they would help you when you needed it the most, right? Unfortunately, the banks of today are not the banks of our parents and grandparents, and our relationships with them just don't matter anymore. My name is Frank Cotto, and I'm the president of the Lincoln Lending Group. We all may need a bank, but we also need a Frank, and that's what I'm here to do for you today. Lincoln Lending Group will waive all of your lending fees, which include your mortgage, application fee, your underwriting fee, processing fees, and any bank points. Just call 813-MORTGAGE. You drop the E, and we'll drop the fee.
From the Bright House Networks Traffic Center.
Couple minor accidents near Rocky Point, one in the eastbound direction of the Courtney Campbell Causeway just off the Big Bridge, also southbound Veterans Expressway near Independence Parkway, crash there on the shoulder. Northbound 275 still a bit slow off the Howard Franklin Bridge into the West Shore area, also westbound I-4 slow from the fairgrounds over towards 50th Street, Nebraska, shut down just south of Bush Boulevard due to a crash. See traffic problems, call the injury firm of Abrahamson Udrich, Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by Lead Safe America. Do you live in a historic home? Are you renovating? Your children could be at risk of lead poisoning. It takes just a microscopic amount of lead dust to poison a child. Learn more at leadsafeamerica.org.
Today, mostly sunny with low humidity, just a 20% chance of rain, high 91. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 74. Tomorrow, more humid, high 91.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Missed a show? Then head over to TampaBayRadio.com, where all shows are available on demand. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Maloney.
And we're back to the Working Woman Wednesdays edition of That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Talking to Alexis Cara, who's going to be the keynote speaker at the Working Women State Conference being held tomorrow and the 9th. So pick up your tickets over at WorkingWomenConference.com. And Alexis, strong ties to Tampa, born here, but you also got Cuban ties and Argentinian too.
Yeah, so my dad is from Argentina, and then on my maternal side, my maternal grandmother, her family is all super Tampa, like Cuban cracker. Like
what's a Cuban cracker?
I don't know. I mean, I probably shouldn't say. I'm a very liberal person. I shouldn't say that, but it's kind of it's a thing. It's Cuban. It just means like you're Cuban Florida.
Gotcha. Okay.
Like
Floridian.
my great grandmother was Floridian. My great grandmother was born in Key West, and they were all a part of the cigar industry here.
Did you see her face when she said it, though? She kind of looked down and said, oops.
I know, I shouldn't say anything like that.
So you grew up with a strong female role in the household.
Yeah.
Your mom was a breadwinner. Did she come from Cuba to Tampa?
No, so they were already in Florida, starting with my great side.
Okay.
Or sorry, great side. They grew up in West Tampa. So my mom was born and raised in West Tampa. I feel like she's kind of a famous Tampa gal. My mom is Dr. Sylvia Cara.
Oh, okay.
She's a clinical psychologist, and so she just retired. So she had a practice in Tampa for over 40 years. And then my grandfather, my maternal grandfather, his family was from Asturias, Spain, and he grew up in Ybor City, my abuelo. And my great-grandfather rolled cigars, and so it's like in my blood.
So you speak Spanish very well. It sounds like it's almost native. Did you learn it as a second language, though?
I think as a little girl I kind of did. I would say I'm conversational. My husband also speaks Spanish. He's half Spanish as well. But I don't, now I've been practicing it a lot more intentionally, but I didn't study it. I took Latin. I thought I was going to be a doctor. I know
My
I'd
brother
like to play
learned
a
Latin
doctor.
too. I don't understand
Yeah,
that.
so
yeah.
I didn't actually study Spanish.
People even speak Latin anymore?
I don't speak Latin, but
There's no actual country whose language is Latin anymore. So,
no,
but
it's an ancient language, but
a
it's
lot
roots.
of a lot
It's
of the
a root.
languages are derived from Latin.
Yeah.
And so, but my brother did teach himself Latin in school. So,
Wow.
But
Yeah.
he doesn't write it, but he can speak it though. He said so.
His brother's MacGyver. He teaches himself everything.
His brother sounds pretty amazing.
So you're the keynote speaker at the Working Women Conference. You're going to be speaking on what's going to be the 9th, correct? Are you going to be at the VIP event tomorrow night, the 8 o'clock? I mean, I'm sorry, the event on the 8th, I should say.
Yes, I will.
All right. And so what time are you speaking on the 9th?
I'm speaking at 1:30.
Okay. And so what are we going to get from your talk there? What are we talking about?
Yeah, I'm going to be hopefully sharing. I'm telling a story, telling stories, and I'm hopefully going to be giving people some reminders and I'm sharing lessons I've learned from the ups and downs of the entertainment industry, from those constant highs and lows. And because I'm a dancer, I sort of take it back to dance.
Right.
Life is kind of like a
And
dance.
you've been dancing since age 2, right?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
did you
age
have a
2.5.
natural attraction to dance, or was
Pretty
that?
much had a natural attraction to
This was one of the
attention.
things where the mom put you in there and said, "You're going to do this." Is that?
Well, I think I just was very. I always had really good rhythm, and my mom says I was dancing before I was walking. At 7 months, I was just always keeping time, and I think a lot of them are like, okay, I'll put my kid in in dance, and the story has it that I went to the same dance studio growing up my entire time in Tampa until I was 18, and the story has it that I walked into the studio as my mom was signing me up, waltzed into a class at 2.5, and got in front of the mirror and started posing. I think she was like, okay, this is a good place for my daughter.
Yeah, and so age 2.
I've always loved being on stage. I love performing.
And then you went to Broadway. What were you doing in Broadway? What productions were you on up there?
Well, I did the first national tour of a show called Fosse. So I got to tour. I went to Japan. I toured the country. That was while I was actually in college. I took a semester off. And
You never came across a guy by the name of Mark Ensign, did you, up there, did you?
Mark Ensign? I don't think so.
He's one of our TBBO members. He was
I
on
swear
it.
to God, I feel like I'm in a Hillbillies episode or the Beverly Hillbillies. You got this, you're Tampa, but you're also from LA, and Jamie's from West Virginia. And the difference between how you speak and how Jamie speaks, it's like a huge contrast. Like you speak real clearly, and Jamie's like, "You ever heard of this guy over here named Jed? You know Jed?"
No, I don't know him.
You don't know the Jed?
He was with us on last week, and he was sharing a story about him getting on the Broadway, but he did it through some fraudulent techniques. It's a heck of a story and stuff. But he basically impersonated himself as being a magazine writer for musicians on Broadway when he really wasn't. And so he got himself into all these. It's a great story.
Yeah, he ended up making good with it.
I actually
Broadway,
got on Broadway essentially with Fosse the first, because it's the national tour, but it's the Broadway show touring. I was doing a thing that used to happen
Fosse the Ferret? What was that? I'm sorry.
Fosse the musical.
Oh, okay.
It was so I was doing Broadway Theater Project, which used to be at the University of South Florida, that Anne Ranking directed. She was Bob Fosse's muse, and anyway, and so she pulled me into a stairwell and offered me the part. It was very sort of
very cool,
old school.
Well, we'll hear a lot more from you at the Working Women Conference.
Thank you.
So, Alexis, thank you so much for being in studio.
It's been a pleasure.
And learn more about her at alexiscara.com and pick up your tickets at workingwomenconference.com. A few of them left. You've been listening to the Working Women Wednesdays feature of That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business.
The preceding was a commercial program paid for by Maloney.